You're starting?
I guess. I don't know. I usually always say, all right.
We've always started with us with the theme song going, and then
now it's like...
Now we're getting more professional, so...
I know. Now we have pre-recorded clips now.
Yeah, right. For consistency.
Clips. For consistency.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's to episode 4.
Damn, that's a month.
This is a 1 month anniversary.
1 month.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I have a plastic cup.
We don't have ice, so you don't hear the clinking of ice.
I brought my HEB lemon lime Sprite, lemon lime sodas.
David messaged me and goes, "Do you still have vodka?" And I said, "I got a whole another bottle. Like every week is a bottle of vodka."
So like, I'll take that as a yes.
Like that's one thing I'm consistently having now is
vodka.
Alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a staple in American households.
At least at the Cheech's household.
Right? For real.
Actually, I told Miss Cheech, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. You're in trouble. I forgot about that." Not supposed to buy a bottle every week, but
no, man.
Shit happens.
Man, shit does happen. So, cause last week, so apparently the Teach was very inebriated.
Oh yeah.
He barely remembers what transpired because after we finished recording, we still hung out a little bit longer at my place. We went over to his place, and then I was abruptly kicked out by him. He was misbehaving. He got in trouble.
I guess. I don't remember. The first couple episodes you uploaded on Thursday so I could hear what was going on, and then the last two, including this last week's, I just love episode 3 tonight. Got here, so I haven't heard, and I'm anxious and a little worried to see how I sound. And
you sounded fine. You sounded just like.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah, I was like you consistent.
Thoughts. That's usually pretty. That's sometimes nice to hear because I'm like, well, I guess I can hold my alcohol, but at the same time, I'm like. There's a pause there.
Are you back?
Sometimes I'm like, wow, I sound fucking crazy, but people just think I sound like that all the time. So that kind of sucks too. So we'll see. We'll see what's either one. If I sound like when I listen to it, I'm like, oh my god, what am I talking about? And then you're telling me it sounds fine. I'm like, that's how he thinks I talk all the time. Like, I'm always so incoherent that it's just normal now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And before we get super into the episode, because today we're just going to freeball it.
Yeah.
Today we're going to.
It's been an uneventful week.
Yeah, it really has. It's been the same kind of stories that we've talked about in the past. The kneeling in the NFL again. It's now there's conspiracy theories about the Vegas shooting that are just
how many shooters.
It's like, oh well, then there were shooters in other hotels and this and that.
Yeah.
And so, the only crazy thing was what we just listened to right before we started recording was the Eminem diss track on Donald Trump, which was good, but...
It was, yeah. I'll just spit out again what I said. I like Eminem, actually. I really like Eminem. I'm really partial to his album, Detox?
Rehab.
Rehab. Mm-hmm. That's the so there's Rehab, and then there's the next one is
Relapse.
Okay, well the one in 09. There's the one in 09. I think it was Relapse.
Because Rehab was the one where he had all the silly songs, and then Relapse was the one that had all the serious songs.
Which can you throw in? I know all the songs on this one. I just can't think of them.
I can't think of any songs.
It's the ones with 3 a.m. 3 a.m. in the morning.
I don't think I've heard that.
It must be the ganja. It's the marijuana. It's okay. Anyways, I fucking love that whole album. I mean, I could give you every name of the. This is where we talk about Christopher Reeves too. Medicine Ball.
No, I don't think I've heard.
You never heard Medicine Ball?
No.
Oh, you'd probably like that album just because it's fucked up. I mean, the whole thing is about him relapsing. It's probably Relapse. I think
that's probably the silly song one. Yeah,
because. They are pretty, they're just so outrageous.
Like, back to, how he was in the beginning, where...
Right. Well, it was him, I don't know, getting back into drugs, I guess, after... Anyways, whatever. That's the album I fuck with. Like, I love that album. I know every fucking song in it. I could sing every song in it if you played it. So I like Eminem a lot. But this track of hearing him, I guess it's a Trump diss, right? Is what you would call it.
The Trump cipher.
The whole thing, I mean, it's good. It's not bad, but the whole time I'm thinking, I don't really care what Eminem thinks. I mean, I don't care what Eminem thinks about Trump or politics. I liked him talking about drugs and shit, because I've had that experience with substance abuse and shit. So, like, Eminem talking about that was, like, cool or, like, relatable versus... Okay, I don't like Trump either. And I know all this too, right? Like, everything he said was just like, It was nothing really inspiring to me, other than, I guess he took a stand, as an artist. I think a lot of artists probably don't want to do that because it's not good for their career, so that's where I sit with it. I don't know.
I feel like
I'm a little underwhelmed about it, I guess.
Right. I was just blown away because I'm just like, man, he hasn't done anything in so long, and then boom, out of nowhere, oh, fuck Trump. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no kidding. That's true.
All right, Marshall Mathers, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, the real Slim Shady stood up.
Exactly.
But yeah, so other than that, nothing really eventful. I just worked.
It is Relapse. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, Relapse.
Yeah.
You had to jab that in there, man.
I had to do it.
Sorry, I'm not up to date on my Eminem references.
Hey, it's from 09 though, so yeah, I get it. Like
09, I was in 8th grade.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I started high school in 2010. No, 2009.
No fucking way. I graduated high school in 2010.
Yeah, 2010 was the end of my freshman year.
See how fucking different we are? You were like an 8th grader when I was a senior? That's ridiculous. That's insane. You're a baby. Like...
I'm going to be 23 next Thursday.
Oh my god. But see, that the age doesn't sound wrong, though. You don't sound so young when we say age. When you say you're 23, I'm 25. But like, when you say I was a senior and you're an 8th grader, like, that's...
It's a whole 4 years, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess, but the way the school year works.
Because I had to wait a whole extra year to start school because of my birthday. Because I wasn't the right age at that time.
So you're an older...
I was an older person in my class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like maybe the like 3rd or 4th oldest. Like, that's always how it's been. Like, there was one dude that was 20 when we graduated because he was held back 2 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and like this guy had a full-on beard in 7th grade.
Well, I remember guys with full beards in my middle school. So.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like, he was like a nerdy guy. Like, he was a white guy. And, like, he was just so nerdy, and, like, he wasn't an athlete. Because I knew athletes that had full-on beards. Because, like, they got their testosterone, like,
going.
And, like, they're always, aggressive and shit. So it's like, but this guy's on, like, oh, you want to play Bakugan? And, like, I guess that gets his testosterone.
With his beard on the card table and shit, like.
I'm going to be the elder wizard. He's just shit like that. Like, but yeah, no, like, dude, I was a fucking 8th grader.
That's insane. So, anyways, who
cares?
Who cares? The album came out in 09. What, you were saying something before I interrupted you with the...
Oh shit, really? I thought I interrupted you.
No, because you were talking and then I mentioned that... Because I did find out Relapse was on... That was the name of the CD that I adored. I adore that album. And it's funny that you call it the silly songs because... I don't think it was a silly song. To me, I always...
They're more upbeat.
No.
Well, I don't know.
There's no way.
I don't know how to describe it. Well, not upbeat like the
they're
lyrics.
Silly in the sense that they're like outrageous because like the first song is the skit with Eminem and his doctor, and the doctor's like, okay, like his therapist, and he's like, okay, Marshall, like, are you been taking the medicine and are you doing the steps? And Eminem's like, yeah, but I have a really hard time with when I go out, there's always beer, and the doctor goes, oh, take a drink. And Eminem's like, what? And he's like, take a drink, take the edge off, just have it. You're doing good. He's like, if I have a drink, I don't know what that's going to lead to. And then the therapist's voice starts like, you'll never love me, Marshall. He turns on the devil. Like, it's so intense. Like, that's the first skit. And he's like, no. Eminem's like screaming again. And he's like, Marshall. Like those two voices, the two tones,
Uh-huh.
I love the first skit. That's the first skit of the album, is him talking to the devil.
Right.
Tempting him to do the drugs. And then it goes into like 3 a.m.'s about him being up at 3 a.m. in the morning and just killing everyone down the street, like driving down and just killing anyone in his path. And I think there's a song about raping Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, wow.
And then Christopher Reeves, you know, the Superman.
Yeah.
Medicine ball, because, you know, you use the medicine ball for, like, physical therapy.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a diss track on Christopher Reeves where
poor guy.
it doesn't even, I know, it's so horrible. And that's what I thought you meant by silly. Cause
because like
it's just outrageous.
Because that's how it used to be, like with the Slim Shady and everything, the Slim Shady LP. It wasn't like, it was funny because I was like, is this guy really talking about this kind of stuff?
Right.
Like jerking off with Jergens and spinning on your knees and stuff. That's what I associated with, like, oh, it's him being funny again. I know he's being like, he's like, oh.
To me, but it is, but at the same time, like, this really is in this guy's head. Like, this is what he thinks about.
Yeah.
There's even a skit after Medicine Ball with him and his agent. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's a skit where the agent calls Marshall and is like, are you fucking... It's a voicemail left on his phone. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Christopher Reeves? You fucking talking about Christopher Reeves? He's in a fucking wheelchair. Like, how are you gonna talk? How are you gonna make a diss track about Christopher Reeves? You don't even fucking know him. It's like, I'm done, Marshall. I'm done. Fuck you. And it like hangs up. Like, that's one of the skits in the album too. No. Oh, it's so good. You should listen to it. I think you'd like it. I really do.
Yeah. So Eminem, if you want to just share the page, you know, because we're giving you a bunch of props.
Yeah, big time.
Right. Big time props. So yeah, and then also if Chunky's Burgers in San Antonio wants to give us a sponsorship, so I'm having a little birthday dinner next Friday. Y'all are more than welcome to come. A meet and greet with David Claren to teach.
Didn't you put us on 4chan? You better not invite everyone.
No. So and we'll get to that too because that's funny in itself. And then so I'm a big burger connoisseur. I just found out Teach here is a big burger connoisseur as well.
Love him.
So a little bit of background about Chunky's. It's a famous burger joint here in San Antonio, Texas, that is famous because it was on TV. It was on Man vs. Food for the Four Horsemen burger. Apparently, it's the country's hottest burger, self-proclaimed hottest burger. So yeah, and you have to sign a waiver to fill it out, and like they have the wall. They have something called the Wall of Shame with the people who tried to eat the burger. Like posted all like pictures of them crying and like ooh, like all over the wall of the restaurant. There's like a small section for the people that have actually completed the challenge. And so when I was working at Walmart, the guys in the back, they were all like, hey, like what's for lunch? And this one was like, what about Chunky's? And they're like, Chunky's or what? Like every side note, everything that we talked about, like or any place we would talk about, it would be X place or would like after it. So like Burger King or would like. Just like that, so it was like...
I always like to answer those questions with, or what? Just be like, well, what's the or what?
I'm like, well, what else is on the table?
You're going to go eat Chunky's or what? I'm like, or what? I choose or what. So,
like,
what you got?
Ooh, I didn't even think that for.
Yeah.
So, like, they were like, oh, yeah, Chunky's. And then, like, because my dad used to work at Walmart, and he knew these guys. These guys have known me since I was a kid and stuff. So, they're like, what? Your dad's never taken you? And I was like, no, I've never even heard of this place. They're like, yeah, let's go to Chunky's. Like, it's the best place ever. Let's go. And so we went, and like they have all types of burgers. You can create your own, and it's not even that bad price. It's fairly
like
priced
that.
too.
I was ready to spend some money. I figured it was gonna be expensive. But...
Yeah, well, like if you get a bunch, because I know the sides cost extra. Like the fries, you gotta order a basket of fries, but I think that's like $2 or $3. And it's like, but it's worth the penny. I love it. This is how much I enjoyed it my first time. So we went. I mesmerized. I'm like, oh my god. I ordered some like Hawaiian type burger. Like it had pineapples, and I was like,
"Oh God!"
But it was good.
You put pineapple on your pizza?
Yes. Sorry.
So this is the last episode of Who Cares?
The series finale
and our friendship. So
no.
David, please evacuate my place.
You're right.
Never contact me again.
Goodbye, senor. Have a great day. But yeah.
So you ordered the Big Kahuna burger.
The Big Kahuna burger.
Yeah. This is a tasty burger.
It's a tasty burger. You know what they call a double quarter pounder with cheese in France?
I do. Because I've seen the movie, but I can't think of it. All I know is that I get a side of mayonnaise with my French fries.
It's Royale with cheese.
A Royale with cheese. There
Come
you
on.
go.
So I eat this burger and I'm like in love. I'm like, this place is so good. So I get home from work. And then Leslie comes over, because this is like when we, like, not first started dating, we were dating for a few months, and, like, she was just always over at my house. And so
Clingy.
What's up? Clingy, right? Come on.
What a stalker.
I guess I'll keep her. So it was like, my dad came home from work, and usually my dad, like, when he would come home, because he deals with so much shit at work all day, every day, so, like, he's usually like, don't talk to me, just let me go change, and whatever.
Classic
that's
dad.
Yeah, that's always how he's been since I was a kid. So I was like, Dad, and he goes, what?
Your dad's ex-military too, right?
Yes, he was a veteran.
I feel you, yeah.
So he was like, what? And I was like, Dad, let's go to Chunky's for dinner tonight. And he goes, Chunky's? He's like, I haven't been to Chunky's in forever.
I have a son again.
Right? And so my mom was like, Chunky's, what's that? And I was like, oh, it's really good. Like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's go right now. Like, and he got changed all quick.
Yeah, you're getting me hype. I'm gonna go right now.
Right, man, I love it. So that's where I was holding my, because I didn't know what to do for my birthday.
So have you had the 4 Horsemen?
No,
I ain't fucking with that shit.
You have to like fill out the waiver like a week in advance or something. Because they gotta make it special order.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, so
I actually my senior year at South San.
grab the vodka real
yeah,
quick.
for sure. My senior year at South San, the group of friends I made, my senior year I moved to a new school. Every year of like high school I moved to a different school, so that sucked, but so I have no like high school friends. And then I get all these invites for like the different high schools that I went to for like the 5-year and the 10-year anniversary, and I'm like, I really was never there long enough to know any of y'all that I want to make the trip. Like,
right? They'd be like, oh hey, it's that guy.
And so senior year though, I guess I feel like that's the most potent of the friends because that's the ones I memorized the most. But even my friends are not the type to go to those things. So, anyways, point in case, I'm totally digressing. They went to go do this burger challenge and they failed. It was like 5 of them tried to eat one of the burger. And
okay.
Like, you know,
like those huge ones.
No. They ordered one 4 Horsemen burger, but they all just to try it. Like it wasn't like they wanted to. You just threw it on the table.
Perfect.
Yeah, or the carpet. Yeah, this is fine right there. They just wanted to try it. It was more just like it was a challenge within the group.
Oh, okay.
Of like who could eat the most or who wouldn't bitch out as much. Like
I would bitch out completely.
I won't fuck with it. I won't even try it. That's why I didn't go. So the next day though, one of them, like I guess there was a pepper on they put some of the peppers on the plate or something.
Yeah. Or
in the burger as like a whole or something.
Yeah, dude, they fucked that shit up.
They took one and they kept it. And so the next day, they brought one to school and they were like, hey, we got one of those ghost peppers from the 4 Horsemen burger. And one of the guys, I think his name was Ben. I don't know. I don't think I have him on Facebook anymore either. I think he ate it. He ate one because you're like, you know, in the morning, you know, just with your friends, you're just like, oh, you bitch, you won't
do it.
Yeah,
no balls.
You fucking suck, dude. Like, if you don't eat that pepper, you're a bitch and your mom hates you. Like, you know, yeah. Like high school is.
How
like,
guys talk to each other, you know?
Yeah. You're like, you'll never amount to anything in your life if you don't eat this fucking pepper, right? Like, you might as well just drop out of high school right now.
You fucking bum.
And of course it worked, right? Like, of course
well,
he's
I want to be a bum.
Oh, I'm worth something, so I'm going to eat the pepper. So he eats the pepper. And, like, it's instantly, like, he is flipping shit after eating this pepper, right? And then he's like, dude, I have to piss. I'm like, I'm going to piss my pants. And I remember thinking that was weird because I was like, where does the piss come from? Like, why is that a thing? And so he goes to piss, and then he's like, holy shit, it's still in my hands. And so his dick starts burning, right? I don't know if this was fabricated or whatever. I do remember him saying he had to piss. Like, he was, like, so in pain. And then he had to, like, go to the nurse and go home. Because, like, he couldn't deal with the one little pepper. Like, in a little baggie that they brought from the burger.
Yeah, like, it fucking, like, that shit can stay on your hands. Like, even jalapenos, like, the seeds and stuff. If you keep that shit, if you keep that shit on you, like, it'll burn. Like,
it really does. I don't know. I'm
not a spicy guy, so, like.
Well, you like fruit on your burger, so you definitely don't like peppers.
It's like, so, like, the spiciest I can do is, like, hot Cheetos.
Like, yeah. Those are, you know.
But they're good. Like, once you get past, like, that initial burn,
those
then
get
my
temperature going, to be honest.
Right.
Like, I love them, but they made me a little weird. I got the Asian glow, even though I'm not Asian. But I get the glow going.
Right, the red thing.
You know what I had? I went to Buffalo Wild Wings the other day for lunch, and my friend ordered the habanero mango.
Oh, that's up there, right? In the
So
spice?
what had happened was a long time ago, me and Mrs. Teach at her parents' place, we got wings and we ordered the habanero mango, and we ate them. And we were like, this is not habanero. We're like, this sucks. Like Buffalo Wild Wings does another shit. I think what happened was they got mixed up whatever sauce because they have 2 mango sauces. So I think they gave us the other mango,
The sweet mango.
whatever the other mango. I don't eat there a lot to know all their sauces, but
Right.
I know because of the last time I went that they have 2 mango sauces, and that the time I first had it, it was probably the wrong mango. No, it wasn't mango habanero because when my friend ordered it and she was like, "Oh yeah, they're really spicy. Like they fucked my stomach up, but I like the spicy," and I was like. Bitch, I was like, they're not even shit. You ain't shit either if you can't eat those. Because I'm thinking of those.
The ones you ate before.
And she's like, okay, well, you can have one. Like, here's like the real sauciest one. Like, and I was like, yeah, fuck, well, I don't give a shit. Like, I ain't nothing but G-Thing, baby. Like, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And one fucking bite into it, I was like, I made a mistake. I was like, whoops, this is not the mango sauce I had when I tried it the first time. And she's like, don't be a bitch, you can't finish it. And I was like, you right, so so I finished the damn thing, and it was a very horrible experience.
Yeah.
And I won't be doing that again.
When I was a supervisor at SeaWorld, towards the end of the summer, we went as a big group, like everybody in culinary. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we took up 2 tables because like we were massive. It was like a group of like 15, 20 people, and somebody was like, oh, I'm going to order the blazing wings, like the hottest ones they had at that time. I'm going to order these. I'm going to order like the 12 of them, and all the guys here are going to eat one. And I was already like, okay, no, because I'm not a spicy guy, because I was like, no, fuck that. You guys can call me what you want. I ain't eating that shit. So they wore me down. They're like, fine, eat half of one. And then they had to wear me down. Eat like a half of it. And I was like, okay. I put the shit to my lips, instant chapped.
Yeah.
I barely bit into the chicken, like just the chicken, and I was already like, I spit it out.
Yeah.
I was like, no, and I had to go to the bathroom and wash my mouth.
What are they? What were they?
The Blazin', like the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay, in the same restaurant.
Yeah, the hottest ones they had. And I was
Is that
like, oh
the
my
challenge that they have?
The challenge is to eat them like in a certain amount of time.
Is that the sauce though? That's the sauce they use for the
yeah.
challenge. Oh, okay.
So there was one dude.
Blazing doesn't sound too bad. Like,
Right? Like it sounds deceiving. Like it just
Yeah.
sounds like,
I
oh, it's
know.
gonna
It
kick.
sounds like a Guy Fieri kind of like blazing hot wings. Like, I don't know. Like,
No, yeah, for sure. And so this one dude named Mark, he like, cause everybody was bitching out. Everyone was like, oh, like it's so hot and this and that. So this one dude, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna finish all these right now. So he just started, cause they got the boneless ones, and he just started scarfing them. He like big, like not like swallowing
that would be
them whole.
easier.
You would think.
You're right.
But he ate so much so fast, he got the sauce all over his lips.
Really?
He wiped them like that, and then he went to wipe his eyes,
Ugh.
got the sauce in his eyes. The heat started getting to him. He threw up all over his plate.
Rookie move.
Yeah, and so Buffalo Wild Wings said we were being too crazy and we all had to leave.
Yeah, well, if you puke on the table like this, you gotta go.
Yeah, they were like...
Was he drinking too or not even drinking?
No, we were all like 17, 18 years old, so...
Oh my god.
I think there was only one guy that was old enough to drink, but he didn't drink because he was driving somebody home and he didn't want that person's parents to be mad. Like,
my
oh, your
God.
supervisor's driving you home drunk? Like...
I feel like if I was drunk enough, I would try the challenge.
Nah, dude. That would sober me up real quick.
It would, but I'm just saying if I got to the point, like, I probably would take the challenge because I like to tell myself I like spicy things because for the most part I do like spicy, but there's a threshold. Like there is a too spicy.
See, like at Wingstop, their barbecue ones, those are pretty tangy. Like those are pretty. They got a little kick to them.
Yeah, I don't have that good of a gauge, I guess, because I'm not really a wing guy, to be honest. Mrs. Teach loves fucking chicken wings, but we don't go out to eat like because I don't really crave them. Like, it's always in my head that the chicken wing was always like trash. So I always get kind of upset that I have to go pay like $20 for like 15 wings, like,
right?
Where they throw them out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like butchers, you should throw that shit out. There's not a lot of
these are always
them,
appetizers,
so.
like
Yeah, exactly. Or it's an appetizer when you go out to really eat. Like this is what you eat before you eat.
Right, like
right.
Done.
I don't really like them, and they're messy, and
that's why I get boneless with a fork.
Well, and at the same time, though, if I do get wings, I like them on the bone because they do taste better than the. Because then I feel like I'm spending. If I do the boneless, it's like a bougie chicken nugget. Like it's really
Yeah,
what
pretty
it
much.
is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's $20 for that same 20-piece fry at McDonald's. I can get it for $5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Amen.
I don't know.
But
I just don't fuck with chicken wings that much. But man, no ice. That's a bummer.
I know, dude. I'm like,
That is your.
they're still a
At
little
least
bit
your
cold.
shit's cold because mine, I left these out all night.
No,
But
but
I drank a little last night too, and I forgot. But you know, it all gets to the system. And
Right, it's all going to refresh you the same.
I want like a hot topic or something though. What can we get
I don't
into?
know.
There's not really anything going on.
Nothing happened. I mean, it's kind of like, isn't that a good thing that nothing crazy
That
happened?
is a good thing, but not for the sake of this podcast.
Right, it's like, damn. Well, it's like we got some compliments on 4chan too.
Do we?
Yeah, so 4chan.org. It's like, well, and yeah, it's like some stupid thing. Like, it's an old website. Like, it's been around for years.
.org. What does org stand for?
Yeah, 4chan.org. I don't know.
Is that a 4chan.com?
No, it's not 4chan.com. It's 4chan.org.
Isn't org for like documents and like
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like serious, but it's not. So like the purpose of 4chan was supposed to be different threads for different topics. It's like a racier Reddit. It's like the
I'm not really too familiar with Reddit.
Reddit is
I
like
know about it, but I've never really.
Reddit is like threads for like actual.
I've heard it's like rabbit
topical
holes though. Like you can really get really deep.
You
into
can.
Reddit and like
You can.
find some dark web shit. Like,
But see, so 4chan is like nothing but dark web shit. Like, have you
okay.
seen those commercials where all like free dark web scans and like if your social security number is out there
Oh yeah.
and this is that, they're talking about 4chan.
Ah.
Yeah, cause 4chan has been around and like I'll send you links to videos.
So is it
like,
safe to go on?
as long as you're not posting like.
Don't you need like a the fuck am I talking about? Don't you need like if you go on dark web shit? Don't you need like those weird like IP like string
No.
like it throws off all that shit so that no one can trace you back or whatever?
No, it's as long as you're not posting like personal information, like my credit card number, and that's a prank people will pull on 4chan too. Like the most popular thread I feel is the B thread, which is for random. So and it's like just different topics about anything. Like they're like I can go on and on to try to explain every single like 4chan thing. There's just too much of it. And it's just nonsensical. And but there's pranks out there on 4chan that where like you somebody will purposely type like XXX like a credit card number, but leave the last four just type in the last four random
so you have
numbers.
to guess it.
So they're like, oh hey, 4chan has this new feature where you type your credit card number and it automatically cancels it out. Like it censors it for you to trick people into putting their credit card numbers up there.
Why?
Exactly, because people were stupid enough to believe it. So people were like,
just to try it.
yeah. So people will start a thread. It will be OP, original post.
Right.
So people were like, look, I'm doing this. Like I'm typing in, or for my social security number, it automatically this 4chan is so sophisticated. It knows when you're typing in, special, personal info, and it will censor out the most important parts of it. You should try it too. It works for me. And they'll post some random stupid shit.
That's retarded.
And people will post, oh, no way! And people will do it, and then people get fucking fraud, and people get hacked and shit like that because people are dumb enough.
That's insane.
So, 4chan is just terrible. So, I posted our...
Oh, yeah, back to our compliments.
Yeah, back to our compliments. I posted a screenshot of the YouTube video, of episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, hey, I have this podcast I just started putting up on YouTube. We have a small following. And I was like, and I know B. I know B.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
You have a following? Okay.
We have a small following. We have a small fan
I
base.
listen to it every
Right.
week.
Other than the hosts, we get limited views. So I posted, I was like, you guys can go listen to it, give a shit, don't give a shit, who cares? I was like, because that's the purpose of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I posted it twice. The first thread that I started, it got nothing.
Uh-huh.
So, but on a post, if you make a post and no activity in it, it'll 404. It'll just delete off of 4chan. So I was like, okay, whatever. Because there's other things. Yeah, so he deleted. So I was like, okay. So I created another post and
Put
like
XXX.
right.
Big horse dick, Mr.
Right.
Hands.
So I posted it again, and I was like, hey, I was like, you guys can think it's shitty, you can think it's awesome, who cares? Just go listen to it. So that one got about like 12 to 15 responses, and I was like, oh, okay, because I posted it later in the night.
And what are responses in 4chan? I mean,
People will just
see,
respond to
I
it.
always have, my only gauge is Facebook for social media and Snapchat.
Well, 4chan's not social media, it's just...
See, okay,
it's just
so
the internet.
there's a thing, is that I have this understanding of 4chan because I only relate to the internet through these social media.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say responses, I think of
People
a comment, a message, a like, right?
Yeah,
through
like
Facebook kind of content. So this 4chan response, what does that mean? Like,
nothing really. People find the thread, okay. Because, like, really...
how do you gauge the responses?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, Facebook is a social media, and I can gauge response to my post because someone likes it, someone comments on it, someone shares it. There's these literal things that pertain to responses of my post. You're saying that this is not social media, and that there isn't this aspect of knowing your response, but you know that there was responses.
Because I went in to go look at it. Because it doesn't get... Because it's all anonymous.
So you don't get any notification.
Nothing. So, like, the only reason why I know the
But
old
you posted a thread. And see, threads make me think of MySpace back in the bulletins.
So, like, you just post it, and then you can either not check on it, or you can go and check on it.
So, like, you have to go out and look to see if people...
Yeah, I had to go find it.
Did what? What are they doing with it?
See if people are commenting anything, see if people are, like just doing anything.
So there was, what, 12?
Like, something, yeah, there was
so
quite a bit.
What is one of those responses?
One of the responses was, like, don't promote your shit. Like stuff like that. Like
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the bad one. I was spill my yak.
Well, yeah, like there's like fuck off. No, like no one cares. And then it was all like, and then somebody was like, well, geez, like at least hype it up. Like don't.
Is that like the Tumblr threads where like the lines go down and you can see people?
It's hard to get. Go to 4chan.org right now. I gotta show you.
I feel like if I go on 4chan,
it's not gonna happen.
I feel like if I go on 4chan.org, my social security number is just gonna be like dispersed to everyone online, or like I feel like my iPad's gonna like take a picture of me and like send it to everyone that is logged in.
No, it's not.
So what? For the number four chan as in like a
number
Asian
4
chin. Whoa. Oh, you meant the
numerical
4.
Numerical 4.
Okay.
CHAN.org. And then...
excuse me, sir. You could have been seeing all the shit I'm looking up.
No.
Anything starting with a 4? 4 for whores? You don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay.
So this is the main page.
I've seen the Lucky Charm there. That's
And then... Oh, no, not this one.
Look, he just gave away my social security.
No, it's just saying that there's, like, stuff could be not safe for work.
As in my social security?
No. And then...
He just accepted, oh, there's a pair of tits.
Right? So, like, there's different threads on
I'm
here.
gonna call this girl Biggie Smalls, because she got one big titty and one little titty.
See, and, like, you just keep going down, and, like, those are the posts. Like, all of these are anonymous.
What? It's all tits? Oh, well, there's a...
That's just a tit thread.
Scroll away. Okay.
Yeah, that's just a tit thread.
There's a Japanese cartoon bending over. There's a Hillary Clinton right after that. There's an alien.
And yeah, see, these are all different threads.
Okay.
So like this thread is traps, she-males, ladyboys, like pictures of boys dressed up as girls.
That's a boy?
That's a boy.
Okay.
And like you keep...
More tits.
Yeah.
I'm not him. Something I saw. I'm not him.
I'm
just reading.
And then like...
Kermit. I feel like I'm not safe on this site right now.
You're fine.
Okay, more tits.
What's this one? This is a wrecked thread. Oh, see it 404'd.
Wrecked means...
Like blood and gore, violence, death. Like...
I'm into that.
Right?
But there was tits involved. That's
so
sad.
she had her head out the window. I can only assume that...
Holy... That kind of shit?
That kind of shit,
oh
dog.
My
God. Like real fucked up shit.
Wow. Okay.
So
look, this is that shit for deep wet stuff, right? Isn't it called like onion or like
something like that.
It's layers because I YouTube. I didn't know what deep web meant. So I YouTubed it like any American doesn't know what they're talking about. And it's a torrent that it layers your IP address. Why did I say that like a foreigner? I don't know. IP address. I don't know.
IP address.
So, whatever. I don't know, but you don't know what that shit is? Okay, well, I don't know.
Let's see what
I don't
posted.
really get it either, but...
He said, alright, Anons, I know at least half of you have used or still currently use the dark web for whatever y'all like to do. How would someone go about getting there to hire someone for a certain job? So
they're trying to get their dick sucked.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a thread with no responses, because you see like this like dark maroon type thing, that's a response. So like the responses are getting were like fuck off, no one wants to listen to your shit. Like
okay, so how do you look up our stuff?
It's gone already.
It got wrecked?
Yeah, it got 404. It got 404.
404.
Yeah, so like posts only last like unless it has like constant activity.
So if I click on this picture of tits, and they're actually, now that I click on it, they're not Biggie Smalls. They're actually a very nice set of tits. But they won't go away until people stop posting on it, or?
Yeah, like it'll go away. So like if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page.
These are all people posting on this pic?
No, these are all different threads.
Where does this, okay, where does it end with this one?
So this thread, so you can click, so the thread is no tit rate thread. Post your wife, girlfriend, ex, whoever tits, other anonymous.
I'm gonna post my tits.
Right? So like it says 244 replies, 133 images omitted.
There's 103 pictures of tits?
Yeah, man. So like you go down, and these are all the responses people are posting.
These are, pepperoni nipples. Yeah, that's all. They're all tits right there.
And that's just one thread. And if you go back,
you know, that's a smart way to go about it because they won't get 404 because everyone likes to look at tits.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly. So like the goal
titties make the world go round.
For real.
I mean,
who doesn't like a nice pair of tits?
I need to quit scrolling. I keep scrolling. Yeah, I'm doing something here. I need to stop. I'm telling you, I don't have anyone in this room, so
right. It's like So yeah,
how
so
do I go back? Okay, back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And so that's.
So you just posted a post.
I posted a picture of our
video. And then we had the link to the YouTube, and that's.
No, I didn't put a link. I just posted a picture of like the name of the video. And so people went to go look it up. And some people actually, I thought it was funny. Some people actually disliked our videos on YouTube.
Hey, I'll take that.
Right, I was like, that's feedback. So like, but then someone commented like, just listen to it. It was okay. Like I was like, you know what? But you still listen to it.
Right.
Dope. So prior to posting anything on 4chan, our episode 1 had like, at the time of episode 2 was posted, episode 1 had like maybe like 12 something views. Like it had a small amount of views. After posting it on
didn't we have like 19?
No, we only, oh yeah, we were getting close to 20.
It was 20, yeah.
Yeah. So, but after I posted it on 4chan, episode 1 went up to 44 views. And episode 2 went from 3 to 17.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, 4chan is actually a great platform to promote.
That's funny because I've been trying to use Craigslist and Facebook and with no gain.
Yeah, it was like, and I even posted in casual encounters and no hits.
Yeah,
like,
no dick pics.
No dick pics. Send us your dick pics. I'm gonna make a dick rate thread.
I don't know who's Jewish on here.
There's a lot of dick rate threads on 4chan too. On that B thread, on that B channel.
Okay,
people post
throw it out there.
I was like, hey, send us your dick pics.
Weird dicks. I don't know.
I was like,
or maybe I feel better about myself. I don't know.
Right?
Whatever.
Or maybe you feel ashamed of yourself.
You know what time it's getting to be though?
Smoke break.
Smoke break.
Alrighty, and we're about the halfway point of the episode too. So
yeah.
So we gotta cut it short this week.
Why?
I don't know.
You know, I had a friend come over the other week, this past week, and was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to your podcast." I was like, "Did you like?" She was like, "Yeah, it was pretty cool." She was like, "But fuck, an hour and a half," and I was like, "Well, you know, we get to talking and it gets long." But I was like, you know, for me, I listen to podcasts a lot. I listen to at least 3, sometimes 5, but the other 2 I don't really like. As it's only when, anyways, at least 3 regularly. And I listen to podcasts all day, so it doesn't. Hour and a half doesn't matter because I just listen to the next one all the time.
Because yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I listen to podcasts like a solid 6 hours. Like at work, I work an 8.5 hour shift. I'm listening to that podcast about 6 hours of that shift. Because I just have a headphone in my ear. Because I can. My job is I can do that.
Right.
I know some jobs it's just you can't even have your phone out. So I get that. But if you're driving or you're taking a long trip,
it's nice to listen to podcasts. It's just nice to hear talk. I feel like you're part of the conversation.
Right. When it's so familiar between two people, like I think we have, it creates a sense of the listener being right, like they're a fly on the wall. Like the podcast I love is like where I actually almost feel like I could speak out and they could hear me, but because I just feel so comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
That's what we want to convey with our fans.
That's exactly what I'm trying to convey. So,
So we'll be right back. And we're back. So yeah. So moving on.
Keeping it breezy this episode.
Like I said, just shooting straight from the hip.
Yeah, big time. I got nothing to talk about.
Oh, I guess I could talk about it just because I was very happy about it. The Cowboys lost to the Packers.
I like the Cowboys.
Yeah!
You know what? I'm not a big football person myself, but I'm just from Texas, so it's just innate in me. But...
What makes me mad is that, like, I guess my hatred for the Cowboys has gone down a lot as I've matured. Like, especially when I was in school, like elementary, middle school, high school, I was like, man, fuck the Cowboys.
Why?
Fuck 'em. I don't know. I just got sick of them. Like, cause
aren't you from Texas?
Yeah, but I just hate the Cowboys. Like, they've never been good to me. Like, I've never seen them do good.
Because I remember growing up and the Cowboys were the shit.
That was but a little bit before my time.
It must have been like right before.
Right before. Yeah. Because I've been a Falcons fan.
What about your parents? Your parents?
My dad's from Ohio. So he
Are you a first generation Texan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, my mom is. My mom's first generation Texan. So I guess I'm second generation.
She's first. So her parents are not from Texas.
Her parents are from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was born here in San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
She was an anchor baby.
Okay.
So but yeah. So like my dad's from Ohio, so he goes for the Cincinnati Bengals, and my mom never really cared for football. She's like, yeah, whatever. She just.
So you're second generation Texan.
Yeah, you could say that.
You're second generation country, too, actually. If you're... Yeah, because your grandparents are from Mexico. Mm-hmm. So your mother is first generation as an American, and you're second generation as an American. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... and then I like the Atlanta Falcons. And that was odd.
You won't hear a lot from me if we're talking about football, just because.
Well, no, yeah, for sure, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, like I've always hated the Cowboys, but it's like, and
where does that come from?
I don't know. Because I hated Cowboy fans. Like, I just hated being around Cowboy fans because they're so arrogant, even when they lose.
I feel like that's a good explanation of like the nation to Texans too. Like,
right.
The nation's kind of dogs on Texans too, because we just like to smell our own shit. I mean, we really do.
I'm just like, I don't know, like, and like I watch the Cowboys and I'm like, why are these fans so cocky? I'm like, this team fucking sucks. Like I remember when like the Cowboys always go through a phase. The Cowboys go, and I'm spitting off of football, like when they had Drew Bledsoe as their quarterback, because that's really when I started paying attention. Drew Bledsoe was really good, but then went downhill really fast. Got replaced by Tony Romo. Tony Romo was the new shining star. Oh, he was the best quarterback Cowboys have seen in years. Tony Romo did really good a few seasons. And started going downhill.
Tony Romo was not a good.
Yeah. And now we have.
Here's going to speak to how bad I am with football too. So I try to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but here's going to show where I don't. But who was the player that used to get? He used to get the. That's a lady dying outside of my room. It's a baby just outside of the room. Yeah. Who he used to get in trouble for his showboating.
Terrell Owens.
Yes, Owens. Yeah.
T.O.
Yeah. Terrell Owens. Wasn't he kind of a star player though?
He was, but then.
And what time period was that though for you?
2000 or like when I was in school. I was like
just as far as you know in the Cowboys, because I feel like if that was a thing too, because I feel like that was a pivotal.
He was there when Bledsoe was there.
People hated because he showboated, and he's getting in trouble for it. I mean,
yeah, like, for excessive celebration. He's the reason why that call.
And a lot of people really hated that. I mean, everyone hated that. Like that was just too much. So.
Well, I hated T.O. because I remember because I thought he was a traitor because he went from the Eagles to the Cowboys for the money, and then he went from the Cowboys to the Giants for money, if I'm not mistaken. I know he went to another team just for money, and like he was just chasing a ring. Like he's kind of like Kevin Durant, you know, just chasing the ring, getting the money, and trying to get a championship. So that's why I was like, man, like I was like, man, and that's how I see how I saw a lot of Cowboys players were like, oh, I'll go to the Cowboys because they're guaranteed easy wins and stuff like that. Right. It's like, but then you have all these people that care about just winning, like they don't care about playing the game smart. So I was like, but like I was a Falcons fan because of Michael Vick, and I was like before all the stuff happened. So it's like So I was like, that was cool. And I got to see the Falcons play in the Alamo Dome. They played the New Orleans Saints. So I've seen Mike Vick play in person. Like, that was so cool. Like, that was the epitome of my childhood. But it was like, Cowboys, I've just never been a fan.
Does he smash the other team like he does his dogs? Or?
Yeah, man. Like, he whips them into shape. So, you know, he's the ringleader out there. So, you know, he's doing that. I do not condone dogfighting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, like the Cowboys, I can't stand them. But the thing that pisses me off, like, I'll watch Cowboys games only because, like, they're the only game show.
You hate them so much.
Yeah. But it's like, but I'll always go for the other team. Like, I'll always go for the other team.
Right.
So, like, the Green Bay Packers I actually like. So I was legitimately going for them. So, like, when Dak Prescott this past Sunday, he was able to get that touchdown, get the lead for the Cowboys. I was like, no way, the Cowboys are going to win. Sure enough, what did they do? They fuck up, let Green Bay score again, and take the game. So it's like, yep, typical Dallas. Can't hold on to anything.
I didn't watch the game. We got to Buffalo Wild Wings. Did we talk about this on the show, or was that just us talking about the heat of the wings? Was that on the?
I can't remember now.
I don't remember. We did talk about it.
Who cares? Just talk about it.
We went to get wings, and when we got there, it was the last play where like. I don't know what really happened. It was a fumble on someone though. And the place went crazy. Because when we went up to the hostess, we were like, for two. And then the whole place just went like roaring, like with noise. And we looked back at this, and it was the Green Bay and the Cowboys playing. And all you saw was like a lot of fumbling of the football.
Oh, they were trying to do a lateral.
Because it was like, they won by what, like 3 points or something? Like
Green Bay, yeah, they won by a small margin.
Yeah. Which I don't understand still, because I'm not that... So I don't understand why... Because I'm pretty sure the majority of the people there were for the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like the Cowboys could do something, but at the same time it looked like it wasn't really...
Because instead of Dallas... So when Dallas went to go get a touchdown to get the lead back in the game, it was like... I forgot what the original score was, but when I started watching, because I got home from work... I turned on the TV, and right when I started watching the game, Dak Prescott threw an interception, and Green Bay caught it, ran it in for a touchdown. It was a pick six, and it was right at the fourth quarter, like maybe 2-3 minutes left in the game. So Dallas needed to get a touchdown to get the win. So Dallas got the ball back. They were running it down, and they were able to get the touchdown, but they left so much time on the clock. They weren't playing smart. So then they let Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers offense get back on the field. Green Bay's offense is phenomenal, especially in crunch situations like crunch time. So Green Bay was able to score. So Green Bay, all they needed was just a field goal to tie up the game. They just needed 3 points to get the game to go into overtime so they can really focus. But Dallas's defense didn't fucking do anything. So then they let Green Bay score. Green Bay got the lead. Green Bay was about to win the game. So now it was like, okay, so Dallas, in a last-minute attempt to try to score again, they started doing something called lateraling, where like you can throw the ball behind you as long as there's an open receiver, open person for Dallas. As long as they're behind you, you can't throw it forward or sideways. You can only throw it behind you. So they kept doing that, and they were getting a lot of yardage. Like they were about to score a touchdown, But then the last second, the guy threw it, kind of jumbled it. Green Bay caught it, and like it was a fumble. Green Bay caught it, held onto the ball for the last like 5 seconds or so. Game over.
Okay.
So that's why everybody, and I was laughing so hard, I was crying in my apartment, dude. Like I was like, oh my god. Cause I was getting pissed because I was like, Green Bay, what are you doing? Because they were letting them get so many yards. I was like, what the fuck, Green Bay? And Leslie's just on the phone. Leslie's on her phone on the couch just, oh yeah, babe, this is crazy. Because she knows I get so crazy about football.
Yeah.
And then like when Green Bay won, I was like, yes, fuck you, Dallas. Fuck, like screaming at my TV, and like her mom was FaceTiming her.
You use it like hate porn or something. Like you just like to see them get fucked.
I was like, yes. I was all like, babe, let's go in the bedroom right now. I got a raging boner. Yes.
Yeah, that's fucked up. You should see someone about that.
Right. It's like, but
you work that out.
But that's my rant on the Cowboys.
Sorry, I have a cat.
It's a cute cat. A little kitty cat.
Kind of sucks, but
Let's see. Cat, you want to say something? What are your thoughts on Trump? What are your thoughts on the M&M diss? Okay.
This is vital information. She has bells on, waiting for Trump to be.
There we go. It has all this long silence part in it.
That's a pause.
There's a pause on that. Oh,
so this cat.
Yeah, backstory on the cat.
I got her. I was a sophomore in high school, so it must have been. If I was a senior for 09-010, I was a junior for 08-09, I was a sophomore for 07-08. So it was 07. It was October 07. It was October. I was in South Dakota. My dad, who I moved up there with because of the military, my parents split up. I chose to go with my dad. He got a dog. I don't really like dogs because I don't like to walk them. And I said, well, if you got a dog, you need to walk him. I'm not going to, because I don't want the dog. So I want a cat. So he got me a cat. So we found it in the newspaper. And the ad was like, black cat, male. And we're like, okay, whatever. I don't really care, male or female. I was like, it was October. I was like, the cat's black. That's cool. I'm going to get a black cat in October. You know what I'm going to name him? Because it's a boy. I'm going to name him Salem. Because that's the black cat's name in October.
Right.
How are you not going to name your black cat Salem in October? And like 3 months went by, and her balls never came. And then I realized it wasn't a cat. It wasn't a boy cat. So it was a female, and I had been calling her Salem for like 3 months. I was like, Salem is not a girl's name. It just isn't. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, we'll call her Sadie. Sadie is like the female version of Salem, which I don't know if I agree with that still.
No, I don't.
But I was like, I don't fucking like Sadie either for a cat. That's fucking
like a
weird.
white chick
Like
name.
that's weird. How are you gonna call her Sadie? Like that just doesn't make sense. So we just called her Kitty. and it stuck.
You can't go wrong with that.
So her name is Kitty, and then when I'm feeling extra close, I call her Kitty Mama. I don't know why. I don't know, it's like a southern thing maybe.
Oh,
It's
hello.
like Kitty Mamas, or my Mexican I mean.
Mamas.
You know, mamas, yeah, Kitty Mamas. So that's her name.
Okay.
So it's Kitty. Yeah.
Yeah. Story.
You are female. We hear you roar.
This is my fight.
And then I had the cat. So I had the cat for forever. Like I lived in South Dakota. I got in some trouble. I had to come down here to San Antonio. I brought the cat with me. I lived with her with my grandparents, and then my grandparents kicked me out because I stayed out for prom night. I didn't come home. And then I moved back in with my mom. And I brought my cat to my mom's place. Moved out of my mom's place because she was a mess. And I got my own place. Brought my cat to my own place. And I've always been a cat person. I got me and Mrs. Teach, you know, we've been together for 8 years now, and so Kitty's always been a part of our lives. And then this year of 2017, I guess it was like I don't remember, May, March, I don't know. We got a dog. We decided, okay, I think we can bring on a dog
Right.
as a pet. Because we're like, we have a cat and we do good with her, and why not have a dog? We want to walk the dog, and we want to have that energy of a dog. And I've realized I've had the dog for about, I want to say 5 months or so. Realize I'm a cat person. I don't think I'm a dog person. He is a forever pet. We're going to keep him.
Right.
No matter what, forever. I mean, we're in it for the thick of it because we made that decision. But I think when Taeyong is his name, when he passes, I don't think we're gonna get another dog.
Right.
I don't think when we have kids later on that we'll have a dog. It'll be cats.
Yeah. No, I'm the same with my dog. My dog's name is Bulma, and we got her in April of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So
yeah, I was working for you.
Mm-hmm, true. You're
Yeah.
my employee.
Yeah.
So
That. Yeah. I was gonna say that. Wasn't you?
it's just funny. And I was like, I had so much power. Now I'm no one.
I still
so much
really
power.
didn't show up to work that much, but
Like, it's okay. You weren't on my team, so
I wasn't
I
there.
was like, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so Leslie's parent or Leslie's sister is a really big animal person. She wants to be a vet. And so, and Leslie's aunt is always coming across like kittens or dogs or puppies or everything. And so there was a batch of puppies, like what do you call them, a litter, I guess? Is that for puppies?
Yeah, litter. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there was a litter of puppies, and Leslie sent me a picture of one of the puppies. They had them all at Leslie's parents' house, and so
What kind of dog is it?
it's like a mix of a Chihuahua and like a toy dog or something, like one of those like smaller dogs.
Poodle?
I don't know. They just said toy dog, like they don't even
There's a lot
know.
of because there's toy poodles, there's toy chihuahuas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Pomeranian.
I guess our dog is weird. It was really cute. It was a really cute looking puppy.
Uh-huh.
But then I don't know because then so Leslie's parents kept Bulma's sister. They named her Minnie, and Minnie still looks like a puppy. She is so small, and I don't know if we fed her because we fed her the soft puppy food, like the chewable stuff, and then she started getting a lot of diarrhea eating it. So then we're like, okay, so then I read something that said if puppies are eating a lot of puppy food, they're not getting nutrients. You got to move them up to adult food. So then we started giving her adult, soft food, and then that seemed to be helping. But then she started getting diarrhea again. So I was like, man. So I just assumed diarrhea was it's time to level up to the next food for a dog.
Right.
So
too soft. Yeah.
So then we moved to crunchy taco. We moved to food, actual dry food. I was about to say crunchy tacos. We had tacos tonight for dinner.
He's hungry.
So we moved her off to dry food, and then now she's been on dry food ever since, and she just got tall. She got tall and long, and each time we took her to the vet, when for checkups and stuff, the vet's she's getting bigger and bigger, and but she's still skinny and small. She's still lightweight, but she's just tall now. And I don't know why, and she's the same age as her sister Minnie.
She looks like one of those reindeer chihuahuas. They have the long legs.
Yeah,
but they're still small.
And then she has long straggly hair.
Right.
And it's not loose hair. It's not like she's shedding. It's just long hair. So it's I don't know. So she's not the cutest dog in the world anymore, but I still love her. And I really got attached to her because we got her maybe after a little bit after my grandfather passed. And there would be times where I'd be crying in the bedroom or something, and Bulma would climb into the bed.
Yeah,
and,
they can sense.
Yeah,
distress.
and she would just be there, and so I was crying, and I cried even harder because oh, little puppy. And so I was
you acknowledge my sorrow.
Right. So there's been times where because since we because when she was a puppy, she was very manageable inside of the house. Where we put her in a kennel when she would go to sleep, so she's not running around while we're stuck. But she outgrew that kennel, and so I was dang, we'll let her play inside in the house when we're home, but when we're not at home, when we're at work or if we have company over, we leave her on the balcony. And so I was because she's out there, and because we got her a bigger kennel. It's but we don't take it inside because she pisses and shits all over it, and now it's just it smells and you bring it inside.
Yeah.
So we'll clean it out in the cold time. So I'm probably going to clean it off this weekend because it's starting to cool down a little bit. So that way it's ready for her.
I felt bad about the cage too with ours, and we got a little gate for the kitchen. to just put them in the so that the only thing is that they do piss and shit in the kitchen, so
Yeah.
you gotta come home and clean it. I mean, that just. I mean, but if it's on the porch, you still gotta. You put it on the porch so you don't have to deal with it for a longer amount of time, but you still gotta.
That is
deal
true.
with it.
I sweep it up because like the pee will like dissolve, like it will evaporate.
No, they're so pissed. You throw a glass of water, it's gonna turn yellow. It's like, yeah, the moisture goes away, but the ingredients of piss is still there. It's gotta rehydrate it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just sweep up the poop and throw it away, and it's like squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And like, and then I'll do like an actual wash, like when it's raining, because I don't want like piss and shit water like going down to the neighbors downstairs.
Right.
So like when it's raining,
right, that's true.
So when it's raining, I'm like, oh sweet. So I sweep up the poop and stuff, so that way chunks start flying down, and then like I'll scrub it with soap and vinegar and everything, so they get like. If there are any stains,
diluted piss,
yeah,
with vinegar.
So that way it's like the water is cleaning off, and it's like, oh, it's just from the rain.
Right,
So it's like
that's smart.
It's like I do that, and then it's squeaky clean for a long time. But
it's just rough having a dog with an apartment, which is something I thought we could handle. But we are, but it's rough because it's just another argument of like whose turn is it to clean up the piss and shit. So me and Mrs. Teach we were set to get married October 13th. We had a date and everything. We've been paying a photographer. We started this year so that we could pay it off around then. We were gonna do it. We were gonna have a kind of a cheaper type of wedding. Like we were gonna do it at a venue that is actually owned by our friends. It's just their yard because they just have a giant yard because they're just kind of wealthy. So, but they weren't going to charge us anything, so we just had to pay for the chairs and the catering. It was going to be very affordable, even though it would have came out to $7,000. But the average wedding in America costs $10,000. So I thought I was winning a battle there. Anyways, Mrs. Teach has. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the idea of owning a house has possessed her.
Oh, wow.
And so she has now turned her sights from a wedding, because she was all about wedding stuff. Like, if you met her with another girl, was like, I'm doing this for my wedding, I'm doing this for my wedding, we're going to pay this for my wedding.
I remember her talking a lot about it with Leslie, yeah.
It has turned from that to, you know what? Why don't we just buy a house with all that money? And now she's like, I want this kind of house, and I want this kind of backyard, and I want to do this to the house, and it's the same kind of like, I don't really give a shit for me, where I'm like, whatever you want, babe. But I do like the fact that the money, we can live in it now. Like, the money we're going to spend on a house, we will live in it. Versus the wedding ceremony, we were just have to eat it, like, at the end of it. Like, it was just going to be a badass party, and then the next day it's just, like, all lost.
There it is.
She actually wants to buy a house, and then maybe have, like, a house party where, like... Yeah. We'll maybe have like hors d'oeuvres, and we'll have a little ceremony with that house party. But
that's nice. I really like that.
Yeah. But we'll have a house, and I'm like, I'm so thankful that I have a chick. She did this, like she's forwarding all this too, and making it happen. So that's where that's happening. And for the dog, that was her big thing. Was like, I just want to put the dog outside
in the backyard.
I want him to know that he can scratch the door to go use the bathroom and quit shitting and pissing in the kitchen.
Right.
Because that's where he knows to piss and shit, So, that's where we're at with that.
That's nice. I really like that.
Yeah.
See, because it seems like backyard weddings are a big trend nowadays. Because do you remember Adam and Eleni from CSG?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got married in I believe his parents' backyard, and they invited us to the wedding. It was really nice. They had a very beautiful big backyard, and when the last party I threw, you and Mrs. Teach were talking about a backyard wedding, or because of the big yard and everything. And my parents actually were scheduled. They were going to have a wedding. They were going to get married in my my dad's parents' backyard, because it's a big backyard. They had a pool. They were going to put lily pads in the pool with candles on them, and all nice. Yeah, it's so it was going to be really cool, but it flooded that day. So they got married inside, but it's backyard weddings seem to be pretty cool and more cost efficient. You're not worrying about all these down payments and stuff. You just pay for what you need to, and you have a venue kind of guaranteed. So Leslie and I are kind of on the fence of a backyard wedding is cool, and my grandmother's backyard is huge. We're kind of okay, but then I'm always the kind of guy that was like, I don't want to seem like, oh yeah, my family's doing this for us, your family's not doing anything. That's my. I know that's not what she thinks. I know that's not what her family will think. But I get scared of that kind of stuff. I don't like causing conflicts like that. So I'm like, I don't know. Like we'll see about it. But now, because we just went to Vegas this past summer, and that was my first trip that I did completely on my own, or like I should say, we've done completely on our own. That was a big milestone for our relationship. We did a hotel. We were in Vegas for a whole week.
Budgeting.
Yeah, like we
Y'all's
were.
owed money.
Yeah, and it felt really nice. And when we got back to San Antonio, we were like, man, and because I'm huge into rave culture and EDM and this of that. Leslie hasn't always been that much into it, and like I took her to a few shows, but she didn't really care. She didn't vibe around. She had a blast at EDC. And so then she was talking to me, she goes, let's go to EDC 2018. I was like, you want to go again? She goes, yeah, let's do it. But we're planning a trip to New York this upcoming summer. We're going to go to New York in June. Exactly. And so we're saving up for that. We're about to book our flight next, like in November. Shit, I was about to say next month. It's already like a couple weeks away.
Fuck.
It was like, man, it's crazy.
I go to New York this year, the end of this year.
We're going to New York June of 2018.
For some kind of event, or
just to go, because they ain't never ever been, and we're going with the couple we went with to Vegas, Ray and JoJo, and so we're going with them, and so I corrected it. I was drinking my drink, but
you know what I'm gonna cut you off. Only I think I'm trying. I want to start a trend. I want to start a trend for our generation and for. I think. Have you seen Adam Ruins Everything? It's a College Humor. It's also on True TV now.
That sounds familiar.
I don't really watch it. I only saw it on College Humor, but Adam Ruins Everything. He always he takes this like modern standard that we know as our culture, and then he's like goes all the way back to where it comes from. It's like it's really not what you think it is, and one of them is about the weddings, and he goes back to where like wedding originally comes from. It really comes from two poor families that they have children they can't take care of, and they make a deal that say, well, I can't really afford this kid, and the other family says I can't really afford this kid, so let's help each other out. They'll get married, and we don't have to pay for half a kid. Like, you know what I mean? And then they'll work, and then like that's how that kind of came about. And then that kind of transgresses all the way up to nowadays where that's not really the case because jobs are not picking cotton and going in the fields and all that. It's about, computers and school and this and
right.
that. So it's more of a leisure kind of activity to have a wedding. And the more grandiose the wedding, the more you kind of stunt and flex about how much can I afford.
Right.
Is my wedding at this badass venue? Is my wedding... on a hill that's all going to show the sun at this angle.
On the beach.
And then you go to the venue, and the venue's like, oh, it only costs this much. And you're like, oh, cool, I can afford that. And they go, okay, great. Sign us, we'll book you and put you down deposit. And you're like, okay, great, I got the venue. And then they go, okay, cool. And then like the couple, like, okay, well, who can have catering? And like, well, I was going to make my own food. And they're like, well, you can only actually bring food from these two venues that we have. You can't bring your own food. You have to buy from these two.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot more money because they're way more expensive. And they go, well, what do you have for music? And like, oh, I was going to bring my own DJ. Well, no, you can only use these two DJs that we use. So that venue that was like, oh, I can afford it becomes really expensive because you have to follow the venue's rules. And it just becomes this big money. It became its own world of just making money.
Right.
People want to get married and people want to have the celebration, and we're monopolizing it because they're going to want to do this. They're going to want to do this and this and that.
They don't want a night to remember.
Right. And we're going to charge a shit ton for that, for what they want.
That's so shitty.
So I'm like, me and Miss Teach are starting a trend where take all that money, save it all up, spend the $7,000, but put out a down payment for a house.
Right.
Put all that money into something you can live in.
For real.
That's
nice. Like that's...
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I'll be honest, I proposed to Mrs. Teach 3 or 4 years ago. And when I proposed, I was ready to either go to the courthouse and just get it done because I was ready to do that just to make it a legal thing. Or have my parents help out, make a little small way, just anything.
Right.
I was ready. Her parents were actually the ones that said, you know, y'all need to finish school, this and that. They were like, I'm not going to be on board with this until one of y'all has a degree and y'all are serious and this and that. So that's why we waited so long. So when Mrs. Teacher was like, because this year we were like, we're going to do next year. And I was like ready for I went and bought for my groomsmen. This was before I met you, because I might change. Well, I guess I don't have to change it because I might not have groomsmen. But I bought these things to put on the. I was gonna buy little whiskey bottles.
Oh, cool!
To ask for the groomsmen.
Hey, fuckface.
Yeah, it says, "Hey, fuckface. As you know, Mrs. Teach and I got fucking engaged. Now we gotta plan our motherfucking wedding. So I got a fucking question for you. Will you be my fucking groomsman?" And it has boxes, fuck yes, fuck no, fuck you. And it says, check a fucking box and drink, or be fucking silent forever, suck a dick, teach.
Right.
You know, and I was going to buy a little Evan Williams. I wasn't going to buy them fucking Jack. I was going to buy them Evan Williams bottles and throw them on there. And I actually think this one was one of them was
the best
my best man one. Yeah. I was ready for it. And then when she brought up, like, because actually her mom was like, you know, one of our friends is selling a house. We thought it was going to be up this year. We were ready to, like, break our lease.
Oh, really?
Because it was going to be cheap or something. And anyways, it didn't actually end up happening. They weren't going to sell the house, and it wasn't going to be as cheap as we thought it was. But Mrs. Cheech is now, like, she's just like, her whole mindset has changed. She's just like, you know what, though? I think I want a house. That's what I want. And I'm like, I would like a house, too, versus a $7,000 wedding.
And then you could say, like, let's say that's your house, right? Like, that's your house forever. Like, that's the one you grow up in, but the one you guys raise your family in, everything like that. Yeah. Then you could say, you know, and then, like, let's say, you know, you guys pass away, leave it on to one of the teachers, you know, the little ones, and then you can say, like, oh yeah, this was my parents' house. My parents got married here, and then it has that like historical that sentimental value to it. Like, that's really beautiful.
Yeah, and my thing too is I've never wanted to be a homeowner. I've never wanted to. I'm come from a broken marriage, you know, as a kid, and I've never even really been that into marriage, even relationships. And when I met Mrs. Teach is when things kind of started changing, just because whatever. And so marriage came onto the plate, and then even when marriage came onto the plate, I really wanted to just live in apartments for the rest of my life, because I wanted to move. I've always wanted to, like, travel, because I was a military brat. I've always been one that we've always moved. Kind of hated it as a kid, but as an adult now, I'm like, I liked being able to just pick up and start somewhere new. You can always just do that. Like, if you feel like shit at one place, you can just pick everything up, go to somewhere else, reinvent yourself, redo it, start fresh. So I've always liked the idea of an apartment, because you only have to finish out the year, and the year is relatively fucking small in your life. Versus getting a house is a big commitment, but that's where I'm sitting at right now. For real. Like, I was ready to marry you, but I don't know if I want to sign house papers with you. No, only in the sense that, because a house commitment, I mean, they could be like 80-year commitments. You know, you got to pay it off, or you have to find someone to pay it off for you, to
the mortgage company,
this and that, you know.
Escrow, big words.
Yeah. So, that's where I'm at. I think if we were going to spend $7,000 on a wedding, for a fun night, I'm like, we could buy a house and have still a fun night.
You're having an extraordinary night.
Yeah, you know, and have a little ceremony. We were going to have a little ceremony anyways. Although I was going to have, I think, like 5 groomsmen. But now I'm like, man, I don't know. We'll see where we're going. Maybe I still will have 5 groomsmen. Right. And we'll just wear whatever. You don't gotta dress up. Let's just party.
Right.
Bring a bottle and, like.
True. I was like, keep the party going.
Bottle and we'll all just party, because.
For real.
We know a couple DJs, so I know I have a friend DJ too.
I was like, man, I could build a whole lineup for you. Your friends, my friends. I get that fucking EDC teaches place, man. Like, fucking, it'll be the festival of the town. I have MC friends. I got all types of.
What's weird is that her Mrs. Teach's grandmother, who's Korean, who doesn't speak a lick of English, who is so old Korean that she didn't even get to go to school because her in Korea when she was a young girl was expensive, so she can't even like write Korean well because you know what I mean, because that's just how it is in Korea right now. Was gonna come to America for our wedding, so I don't know how that works now too, because they were kind of planning on that. So I'm like, I don't know. We're in the middle of it right now. That's right. That's something that happened this week, I guess, is that we decided not to have a wedding. Which is weird because I had told already my best man pretty much. I had told him I was going to formally ask him with the bottle stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
See, I got really excited when I first got engaged. I waited like maybe a couple months, and then I started asking people to be my groomsmen. Mm-hmm. Like I asked my best man right away, which is going to be Jay Frenzy, the DJ that always and theme song creator and everything. I was like, yeah, he really, I mean, like, you know, he was there for me a lot. You know, we really bonded really quickly. It's like, you know, we knew each other in a short amount of time, but I was like, yeah, and like, he's always there for me. I'm always there for him. Even though we don't talk as much, but when we do talk, it's like one of those things where like,
you know, that's a real friendship right there.
And so it's like, and then I asked Ray, who we went to Vegas, cause it's funny, cause like conveniently, like Ray and Jay Frenzy, his name is Justin, like they like, the day I really started bonding with Justin was the day my grandfather passed, and the day that I met Ray was the day my grandfather passed, my dad's dad. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, you know, and Ray went out of his way to find me on Xbox, to find me and like, hey man, like, I think we kind of met on a bad note.
And did y'all meet because of Leslie and her friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went because that was the day of Leslie's birthday dinner. We were going to BJ's, and then, you know, like maybe 3-4 hours before we were going, I get the call from my mom, everything. Right. Yeah, so when I went, I was like in no mood. And like Leslie was like, we can cancel it. Like everybody's telling me, no, we don't have to go anymore. I was like, no, we already planned. Your family's coming over. Like we'll go to dinner and everything. So like I was just really quiet. And so then like I guess this guy was really excited to meet me, but I guess Leslie didn't tell JoJo that like, oh hey, David's grandpa died. So this guy comes like, man, what the fuck is up, man? And I'm all like puffy-eyed from crying. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was just like, oh, do you play video games, bro? And he's like talking to me and this and that. And he kept saying like, oh, yeah, man, I killed this dude and I died and like this and that. Like talking about video games. And I'm all like, like, yeah, he's just like ringing in my ears. I'm like, did you say die? And so yeah, and like he really, you know, he was really there for me. And then what else did I ask? I asked, Leslie's sister's boyfriend, this guy named Gabe. He's really cool. He really takes care of their family. Leslie's family took him in because he comes from a broken home too, and like not so much abuse physically, but it was just like a lot of bad things like weighing down on him that was just causing bad things for him to lash out and stuff. So he was always there at Leslie's parents' house anyway because of Leslie's sister. So his family was like, you know what, we'll take him in, we'll take care of him, but he's going to work, he's going to help out around the house. He doesn't have to pay rent, but, you know, he's going to help us and stuff. And he was like, oh, I'm more than willing to do that. So, you know, and I asked him because I was like, I can clearly tell you're going to be in Alexis's life for, you know, forever. They're really in love, this and that. So I'm like, you know what, I really, really trust you on, like, doing this and everything. So, like, right. And so, like, so yeah, so it's like, I got really excited and I, like, went around, but then I was like, but I will do it, like, you know, later down the line. I was like, I just want to make sure you're cool with that. Like,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel them out, right?
Yeah, I was like, it was cool, and I was like, you know, because there's a couple people that I for sure wanted to ask, but I'm just like, I don't know if they would be, like, committed.
I had a set 5 or 7, I always forget, but it's changed only because a couple of them were because I felt obligated to.
Right, that's what I didn't want.
And then we've been engaged for 3 or 4 years, I forget. So through the years, it's been like, I don't know what that means.
Right.
Go.
She just turned around.
Yeah. I don't know what that... Fuck, what was I saying?
About the groomsmen.
The groomsmen. I've had a couple of them that it was kind of... I felt obligatory?
An obligatory
yeah, I felt obligated to ask, and I actually did talk about it a little bit. We torture animals here.
Right.
You didn't tell. That's why all the meows and the...
Mike Vick's in the other room right now.
Right,
so.
yeah. He's
grooming.
I have Michael Vick, taking care of my dog when I'm not around. He's cheap nowadays. So.
Right. Retired.
Yeah.
So groomsmen.
Groomsmen. Yeah, it's changed. It's changed. There's been the core 3, I think, that have been the same, but the other 3 to 4 have kind of intermingled since then, and then even now. So actually, I have a lesbian friend that I went to high school with, and she really is just a really good friend of mine. That she's like a sister to me, almost like a brother. She's
right.
not because of lesbians, but
right.
I don't know. We're really close, and we're just really on that level. And I actually asked her to be my groomsman I think she was the last one now, because I really wanted her to be part of it, because I'm like, she's been around since, because we actually had a falling out at one point when I moved, and when I came back, I didn't want anything to do with her, and then we rekindled it, and we were really cool, and she's been around with me and Mrs. Teach for a long time. They know each other real well, and I've been around with her girlfriends here and there, and she was really excited about it. She was really excited to be a groomsman at my wedding. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
as a female.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really cool thing for her. And it was funny because I didn't realize how much she appreciated it, because I just messaged her like the other day and was like, because we just talk every now and then. I was just like, oh, by the way, Mrs. Cheech, we decided, all this money we're saving on the wedding, we think we're going to just buy a house and just forego the wedding. And she was like, y'all are never going to get married. But that message came to me with like a tinge of sorrow, because I could feel like she was looking forward to our wedding. She was looking forward to be a part of this kind of celebration with us. And I didn't think about that. I didn't realize, a lot of people, her included, and probably other people that are kind of invested in me and Mrs. Teach, and we're looking forward to celebrating this, and we're kind of, it's like we're taking away from them. Like, what I mean? Like, it's not about them, but at the same time, it's like that's where the wedding comes from. You celebrate it because you have your friends and family that want to see you celebrate, and they're so for you that they want to be a part of it. It kind of brings everyone in your life. You know what I mean? It really conglomerates a lot of love and a lot of people, a lot of personalities together when you invite them and when they're a part of it. And that was not just that, but I had already I felt a way about it when Mr. Cheech had kind of initially asked, like, would you be okay? Because originally what she came at me was with, my mom knows someone who's leaving their house in a few months for dirt cheap. And my mom said she'll front us this much. We're going to spend that much for the wedding, and we'll just use the next year to pay her back with that. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like this kind of like deal. Like, what do you think? Like, I want to do this. What do you think about it?
Right.
Are you okay with it? And at first I was kind of like, oh shit. Like, I wanted a wedding. I was already 4 years into it. 3 or 4 years I've been engaged. I'm like, that's what I wanted. And then I was like, no, that just makes sense. Like, we've always been a couple that made more sense versus, the traditional coupley.
No, yeah, for sure.
Cutesy way, or we've always been, and that's what's worked really, is that we don't always follow the whole couples have to do this and couples don't do that and couples have to be this way. We've always been like more like practical and like, well, yeah, you can go out with your friends on Friday because we fucking live together, so I'm not gonna. Other couples are like, a lot of couples that are like, he went out on Friday? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or like, my fucking bitch thinks she can talk to her fucking guy friend on Facebook. Thinks I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Like, we're not like that at all. Like, we've never been that way. We're practical. Like, yeah, of course you have this friend. Of course you have. So I was like, it makes a lot of sense. Of course. And then it actually came out that, oh, her friend isn't selling it just yet, and it's not gonna be that price. So it totally fell apart, where now it's back on the table just at the wedding. Right. But then Mrs. Cheech is like, well, now I want a house. Like,
Yeah.
I think I want to have a house by the time we were gonna have the wedding next year. So.
See, like Leslie and I we don't talk about it as much, but we've thrown out the like, why not save up for a house, like a down payment on a house or anything?
So we had never talked about it. That's good that y'all have talked about it. I've never had this conversation before.
Because like we always talk about it when we have parties, because we're like, man, like it sucks cleaning up an apartment after a party, and that's usually when we get hyped up talking about it because of a party. That's how mature we are. Just so that way
we didn't talk. No, that is mature. We didn't talk about that.
It was like. So we're like, but then we talk about it, we're like, yeah, you know what, like that would make sense, and and that way we have an actual home and everything like that, like a typical thing, and that way we don't have to worry about it once we do get married or once we do start planning to have kids and this and that, like we have something. Because when we got engaged, because when we first started dating, her dad was always on me about not going to college and everything. Like, my personal thing,
I'm in college because of my father-in-law too.
It was like, I did college for 1 full year. I did skip a lot, but I was able to complete classes and stuff. What
were you going for?
I was going for theater because I was an actor and everything. So, but I was in it because I was like, it was like.
But that first year was all general classes, no?
Pretty much, yeah. But I was taking some theater classes, and like you can only be in the productions if you were a full-time student at Northwest Vista or a community college, like Alamo Community College or whatever. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm going to Vista and Palo Alto out there. So I was like, so I'm locked in. So I got this. So, but I was only in school just for theater. But when I found out, I was like, it's not like high school where, if you're passing your classes, you could stay in the play. I was like, oh, no, we don't check your grades. You just got to be a full-time student. So I was like, oh, okay. So, started slacking off. And I was like, but the thing was, like, when I was in school, I wasn't working. My parents told me, no, don't worry about a job. Don't worry about money. We'll give you money if you need it. Just go to school. Okay, but I was like, that's when I was like 18.
Just stay in our house and live by our rules.
And I was like, because I was like, no, I was like, I like going out clubbing and raving. That's when I was getting into it, finally old enough to get into clubs and stuff. And I was like, I like doing that. I like going to Austin for shows, San Marcos, Laredo, and stuff like that. So I was always driving, and gas was expensive. And I think it was more expensive then than it is now. But, well, not after this whole stupid gas crisis. But the... it seemed like every day I was like, hey, Mom, Dad, can you transfer X amount to my account? Hey, Mom, Dad, can you do that? Oh, by the way, after rehearsals, we're going out to Mom and Margie's. Can you transfer me $15 so I can buy some tacos? Or this, and that. And, I was asking for more money that I was like, man, my parents are shelling all this money on me. I was like, I could just be working and paying for my own shit. So I was like, I could tell my parents were getting frustrated because I was doing so much, not just with school, but, other stuff, too. And I was just like, it got to the point where I was just tired of asking my parents for money. So there was one day, that kind of made and break my whole college career. I had a friend from back in elementary school, first grade, that moved to El Paso. And
it's random.
I was like, okay, whatever. So, but we were really close. And in elementary school for kindergarten and first grade, she was awesome. So, I guess, when Facebook and everything got big, she found me on Facebook, added me, and then sent me a message saying, hey, I'm going to be on, for spring break of the spring of 2014.
And I want to suck your dick.
No. It was she came into town with a group of friends because she was traveling throughout Texas. She goes, I'm going to be in San Antonio. I'm going to be downtown on this date. You should come downtown so we can hang up and catch up and stuff. I was like, okay. So I brought my friend Steven along, and we went downtown, and my mom had given me $20 that morning. So that way I can buy some food or stuff. I didn't have school that day, but so I could buy some food. So I picked up my friend Steven. We spent all the money on fast food. And then I didn't have any gas or anything. So I was like, oh, dude, I really want to go downtown and hang out, with my friend and stuff. So he was like, okay. So we're like, oh, shit, but parking, this and that. So we found a thing. Oh, it's free parking on Tuesdays after 5. We're like, oh, that's perfect. All it said was downtown free parking. So we went to the River Center Mall, parked in the River Center garage or whatever. Went downtown, they picked that Rita's on the Riverwalk place. So I only had $6 or $7 left on my account. So I ordered
shit with $6 on the Riverwalk.
Exactly. So I ordered a $4 plate of 3 tacos.
Oh, I didn't realize they even had it. Okay.
Exactly. So and glasses of water, and they were eating lavish meals, and we're over here scraping tacos, little tiny street tacos.
Extra onions.
Right? Just bring it on. Getting the free chips and salsa. And so then I paid that, then I didn't leave a tip, which I felt like a dick because I was like, I got no money. So then we walked around the Riverwalk and hung out and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So then we're like, all right, well, we're going to get going. And because they were going to go out clubbing and stuff. And we're like, yeah, we don't got money for that. So we're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go.
Who was y'all?
It was her and like 3 of her friends. And then it was just me and Steven.
I'm saying who's the one that says, you and who else wasn't able to afford it?
Me and my friend Steven.
Oh, okay.
We were like, yeah, we can't go. So
the other people were...
They were going to go because they were doing this whole spring break trip. So we get in the car, we getting ready to leave the parking lot, and then like it's not going through because I'm not paying anything. So like, what the fuck? It's supposed to be free parking. Called the little attendant and I was like, hey, I thought it was free parking. And they're like, oh yeah, the Riverwalk doesn't do that. And I'm like, oh shit. So then called my dad and I was like, hey dad, can you transfer me like $18 because I gotta pay for parking? He got real pissed off and I was like, shit. So then paid that. Then as I'm driving home, I'm starting to get low on gas and I'm like, shit, I have enough to get home, but I'm like, I know I'm gonna have to ask money for tomorrow to go to school and stuff.
Wow.
For gas. And so like when I got home, as soon as I walked in the door, get in here, get in my room right now, and like just getting yelled at. I'm like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? Stop. I was like, look, after this semester, I'm not going to school anymore. I was like, I'm getting a job. I'm going to go work back at Walmart. And I was like, I'm tired of asking you guys for money. My parents, well, no, it's not so much that. It's just, we have a little bit of money and, we want to make sure you're getting around and stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not that. Save your money. I was like, I am going to need money for gas tomorrow. I'm going to let you know straight up. And I was like, after this semester, I'm going to finish it. I'm done with school. And I was like, money is more important to me. I was like, I'd rather pay because I've been used to paying my own bills since high school. I didn't like my parents paying my bills. So I was like, I'm getting a job. And my dad was like, is that your decision as a man? And I was like, yes. Like I felt all. And he was like, fine, if that's your decision as a man, as an adult, then I'll respect that. That's your choice. Because I was 19. I was like, okay. Finished the semester, went back to Walmart. That's when I started working in receiving full time and everything. Since then, but then went back to what I was saying, like when
that's where we got that sweet voodoo account now. I've been watching all that
Big Bang Theory. So like Leslie, and that's when I was also training to be a cop. Like I wanted to be an SAPD. And it's like, I was like, because I actually had muscles and stuff. Like I was actually kind of built.
I thought I smelled bacon when I
kind of piggy aroma. So but Leslie's dad when we first met. Oh, are you in school? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm training to be SAPD. And he goes, oh, so you don't have a degree? And I was like, no. And he goes, oh, well, then you can't date my daughter. And that's how it always was. And so, like, when we got engaged, we really thought that, or when we first moved in together, we really thought it was going to be issue. Dad was okay with it. Dad was like, as long as you guys are responsible, that's fine.
You're paying his share, right?
Yeah, so then when we got engaged, we thought he was going to be really upset because of my whole school thing.
Oh, no. Even now? You just got engaged.
We got engaged a year ago, yeah. But he was okay with it. He was like, all right, cool, congratulations. Like, he was really happy for us.
Yeah.
He understands.
Does he have a degree?
Yes, but he got his very late in life. Oh. He got his after, I think he got his, like, maybe a few months before I met Leslie, to be honest with you. I don't remember. It's something for technology.
Oh.
Or data security or something. I don't know for what exactly, but I know, and that's awesome. I'm glad he was able to do that. I'm glad he was able to get that degree and, get that. That's amazing. But it's like, just for me, like, my degree is my insurance license. Like, my property and I feel that's my degree. That took a lot of studying. It took a lot of money, too. So, I was like, I feel accomplished with that.
My very good friend in Austin, my lesbian friend, who's going to be one of my groomsmen, she has a degree in accounting from UT. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's pretty prestigious.
Yeah, it is.
Accounting degree in UT. She is recently unemployed and has recently taken a job where she'll start next month getting paid $16 an hour, hourly. Nice. Whereas I am in school, don't have a degree, I make $15 an hour. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't always matter the degree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how I feel.
Shit just happens. Like, sometimes the degree doesn't always mean a lot of stuff.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm like, I don't feel like I need to spend all this time, stress myself out over a piece of paper. Yeah. Over something that says, hey, you're smart, here you go.
I mean, for her, that degree, it makes her more marketable, and maybe later on, it probably will, I mean, statistically, it probably will make her, but as of right now, it does nothing. Yeah. She's making a very close amount to what I'm making, where I don't, as far as my job knows, I only have a high school graduate degree or whatever, a high school degree. and I have no college as far as they're concerned, and I make pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, $1 less an hour.
I was like, I'm making the equivalent of almost 17 an hour, and
Yeah.
I don't have a degree.
See?
I was like, because when I
She's,
came in,
and she has a degree from UT, like you know what I'm
right? So
saying?
it's like you know, and it's like and Leslie has a degree, and I'm making more money than her, and it's like her degree.
What degree?
She has an associate's.
Ah.
And I was like,
well, not to talk shit about, but you know, an associate and $1 will get you a cup of coffee.
right. So it's like, and it's like, you know, and it created a lot of tension when there was a guy that was in my training class who got really pissed off that I was making more money than him, and he has a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm making more money than him, and we're doing the same job, both entry-level position.
Entry-level position.
Yeah, but it's like, because I have an insurance
that's...
background and I have my license, the company gave a boost on that.
Yeah.
So he got really pissed off that I got a bigger boost from a license than he did from an actual bachelor's degree.
That bachelor degree don't mean shit
so I was
for
just
the
like,
job. I mean, you know.
And like even that, it was like a bachelor's degree in history. Like,
yeah,
I was just like, so I was like, okay.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I was like, just be happy they gave you something, which I was like,
like, let me have you have a job.
I was like, man, but I don't know, like the whole degree thing. I'm like, that's awesome if you have it. Like, I support Leslie 100%. Like, I keep her on top of her school. I'm like, no, like she gets lazy and she's like, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm like, no, you do it. Because my main thing with the degree is that it's preventing us from having children. Like, if, like, she said, like, and her family says too, that we can't have kids until she's finished getting her bachelor's at least. So I'm like, no. And I was like, and it just feels like every year she says, oh, just one more year. Oh, just one more year. Like, and I'm just like, oh, like, it feels like, because I can't wait to have kids, dude. Like, I'm so excited to have kids.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's preventing me is fucking...
You know what it is, and it's smart, and you know what, you'll do it for your daughter too, because it's the same thing with Mrs. Teach. With us being married was what they were worried about was with the degree, because the thing is that the generation before them, I'm sure Leslie's mom, and I'm sure probably your mom too, are, you know, a lot of moms, women in their generation depended on men. And that's what happened. And you sought out a man that could take care of you so you could have his kids and this and that. In this day and age, that doesn't work. And and our generation, when we have our kids, which is coming, the family wants their daughter to have a background. They want them to have a degree so that they're marketable. So that if you leave them or if they're heartbroken or whatever happens,
they have something.
They don't have, you know what I mean? Like, because if Leslie has a kid and you're making the money right now, right?
Yeah.
You're making the money and Leslie's in school and she has potential and all that. But if y'all have a kid, maybe, you know, David makes pretty good money and we can this and that. And maybe I can pick up a shift here and this and that. And they'll put the degree aside. And then, you know... God forbid, you know, Buddha forbid, y'all have a kid and then y'all split up and then Leslie's left, you know, on her own and with the kid and you have another wife, you know, because that happened, you know, not for you guys, but that is a scenario that has played out a lot that families have seen. You know, my family saw it. I'm sure somewhere in your line, your aunt or uncle, has that not been a scenario where, you know, they broke up and...
Yeah.
The wife was kind of left like without a skill because she's been a housewife the whole time. So
it's happened.
So you know it's she should get the degree and Leslie needs to hurry up on it too and I need to hurry up on it too. And Leslie will probably finish before I do because I got a sugar mama, so I feel like
right. So it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, and I know once she does get her degree and like once she does get into the career field, it's going to be the opposite. I'm going to be the one that's like, oh, I'll pick up a shift here and there. I'll part-time. Cause like with my parents, my mom has a degree, my dad doesn't. Like my mom got a scholarship.
Now who makes more?
My mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess I.
Yeah, she makes more money than my dad. Because my dad was in college. My dad and my mom both were at St. Philip's. So my mom actually had a huge scholarship to go to UT.
St. Philip's, isn't that a
community college?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alamo City one. College, yeah.
Community college.
So my mom was going to go to UT, but her father, my grandfather, didn't let her.
An associate's or a bachelor's?
She has an associate's. No, I think she has a bachelor's. Excuse me, she has a bachelor's in something something with money, something to do with finances. And then my dad was going to school to be an accountant. He was going to get a degree in accounting, but he met my mother. They fell in love, and he just dropped out. He was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna take care of you." But mom was like, "No, I'm still doing school and stuff." Like, so he's like, "All right, whatever." And so and that's when he started working at Walmart, and 24 years later, he's still there. But he's one of the top managers in Texas.
Well, that was
he's
a smart
got
move
that
for him back in the day, though, because Walmart wasn't the same. The stigma of Walmart back then wasn't.
Yeah, as bad as it is now. But
yeah.
But yeah, you know, and I agree with that, and I like, you know, I don't know. It's just like, you know, like I said, like I really support her. I support a lot of people that, you know, are in school. Clearly, you know, I really respect what they're doing. You know, to get that degree, whatever reason it may be for it, to feel important. Which I know I have some friends that do that for. I have some friends that do it to further their education. Genuinely, I have people that, you know, need to do it to get into their career that they want to get into. I know all walks of life on that. Me personally, I'm like, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm making good money for where I'm at. So I'm like,
I like algebra. I just do. I tutor algebra. I mean, I make money now. I have 3 students. You know, and that's with the classroom. I mean, it's not the same because I make $60 a day if I see them once a week. So that's not much. But you know, I can tutor algebra. I can teach a child algebra. It's what I like to do. That's why I want to be a teacher, to teach math. But I have to have this degree, and I have to have this degree that's way over teaching algebra, and it's just really frustrating. If I could just get some just like a Job Corps type of thing, I would. Like I've tried going that route, and there's just no way. You just have to have this degree, this math degree, to teach high school math. You just have to. Man. Even I got a friend that's an administrator. We gotta wrap it up soon. We're gonna wrap it up real soon. I have an administrator friend that works at a private school, and she offered me a job. She said, "Hey, I know you don't have a degree yet, you know, but we're close." And she's just like, when you do get your degree, I want you to work here full time. And actually, I'd like to offer you a position for Tuesdays, Thursdays. If you could just teach this one class that meets Tuesdays, Thursdays, we'll pay you $200 a day. That's the same salary as a teacher would, you know, with our district, the private school, to get your foot in the door. And then once you get your degree, we'll get you full time. We'll get you as a full.
Right.
Well, Tuesdays, Thursdays, I have class all day. So school gets in the way. The school that I go to be a teacher has actually inhibited me being a teacher this semester.
The way the cookie crumbles, man.
Yeah. So, anyways. You know, get your degree if you can. Not everyone needs a degree. My father, who has a master's, he does that, and I call it a bullshit degree because he has a bachelor's in business, which I'm sorry I do shit on only because I have to take these classes that business people just get away with not having to do a lot. A business fucking bachelor's is, and I shit on associate degrees too, and I'm sorry.
It doesn't bother me, no.
I have an associate's. She has an associate's. The associate's degree, an associate's degree and $1 gets you a cup of coffee. That's all it gets you, because you don't really get a job with an associate's degree. And a bachelor's in business gets you the same amount because a bachelor in business, you are actually less marketable than the dishwasher that's worked 2 years at a restaurant. Could be a better manager than you with your bachelor's.
Right, yeah. It's like,
it's because you know the restaurant better. The restaurant's going to want to be in family versus you with this degree out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But get your degree if you can. My father, he has a business degree, bachelor's. He has a master's in HR, which is also bullshit. There's just a lot of writing.
I know how to talk to people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know to litigate within little me and you is pretty much it. And even he's like, you know, he told me. Oh yeah, she loves paper. She's like the Blair Witch. He told me he's always. It's funny because my dad is actually, as a college graduate with a master, he's always like, why don't you just quit? Why don't you just work? Like, any job I'm at, like, the past 6 years that I've been in college, he's like, well, where are you working? Why don't you just try to be a manager there? Like, why don't you just quit school and, like, just be a manager there? I'm like, I don't want to work here for the rest of my life. That's why I don't want to live there. But he's like, because he's always like, I have a master's in HR. You know, I have a master's degree. I paid my dues. I work for a high school graduate. Like, his bosses are always like high school graduates,
right.
or, you know, or having associates or whatever. Like, it's just who you know or where you land in the job. So if you can get the degree, if it's easy for you, do it.
Get it.
If it's not, and actually it's probably easier just to make money, and I feel like that probably is the case, fucking do that. And who cares? You're just make a living.
Man.
Find someone you love.
If you're
it's
happy.
coming out. It was the coming out day today.
Today was coming out day.
Today's coming out day. If you're gay, you know, be gay and loud and proud, and we hear you.
We love
good
you.
For you. I'm all about gay pride. Y'all fucking
Same.
rock. Like, don't be ashamed. You know, be gay and get your degree and go to school.
Right.
I think everyone should be gay. It'd probably be a better time. I've been to Pride, and Pride is fucking fun.
It looks fun.
And I've been to bars with straight people, and I've gotten punched before, and that sucks. Gay people don't do that.
Straight people are
Gay-
the shit.
straight
Straight
people
people
suck.
suck. Gay people are the shit.
Gay people are fucking cool.
I think I have more fun at gay clubs than I do.
Fuck
fucking-
yes. Gay people call me cute and give me stronger drinks when I'm at gay clubs.
Right. They gas you up.
And at straight bars, it's always bitchy ass girls that know that you suck and that they'll never fuck you, so they can fuck with you and make you feel like shit. So, you know, where was I going with this? I don't know. Be gay and get a degree, or don't get a degree, and just fucking live your life.
Cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? Do what you want.
You know, who cares? We care, and just listen to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast. Share us on Facebook, on YouTube, 4chan us.
Yeah, 4chan us and
look, we can rate your tits or dick, clit.
oh, you know what's funny is it never came up to rate your tits. That's not gonna happen.
Well,
I feel like it's more likely to rate your dick.
Right, we'll rate a dick. We're not gay, but we'll rate a dick.
Yeah, I'll rate a dick.
We know a great pair of balls when we see one. So
Yeah. I have a good one to compare it to. So
I was like,
I mean, you know, relatively. Who knows? Who cares?
Here, so that
If you got a pair of tits, show them too.
Right, it's like we'll see them. We're open. But that wraps it up for episode 4.
That wraps it up. This was a long one.
This was long, but we know this is what happens when we free ball.
This was free balling.
This was free balling, almost 2 hours long. So, until next time, I've been David Clare.
Bitch, you guessed it!